final video. Hang on there. And again, if you're barely, well, this is not a lie, but like, subscribe. 50 subscribers. Let's go. Let me know if in the bottom you guys have any credit questions. I would like to definitely answer any credit questions you guys have. Don't be afraid. If you need some consultation, I am excellent. I've been a loan underwriter for 10 years. So I know what it takes to get approved for for loans. So I have a really good insight. I'm familiar with practices on how to get your credit score increased. So definitely email me, not email me, but put a message or message me and I'll definitely like to help you guys. Let's go ahead and hop into this last final video. Why Navy Federal denied my car loan? Why you do him like that, Navy Federal? Let's see why. Let me see. I wonder what it is. Results Navy Federal credit score. Interesting. All right. Let's take a look into it.
What's up, money growers? Jacob back here with another video, coming to talk to you guys today about something that could be very impactful for a lot of you, because I know oftentimes people are looking to get car loans when they're looking to buy a car. So I'm actually going to share my experience that I had with Navy Federal in particular about car loan and the whole process. You guys saw I did a video already about how to go through the pre-approval process with Navy Federal, how to apply for a loan with them. And like I said in that video, hey, hang around and you're going to see the results. Well, here's my results, and I got denied the car loan. This actually happened several months ago. So also, like I said in the video, I actually was I ended up getting a better rate with the dealership anyway and better terms. But nonetheless, that tells you in the video I made a mistake that actually was pretty costly when it came to why Navy Federal denied me for the car loan. So here was the deal, which, oh yeah, before we jump in, please subscribe to the channel, okay? I know a lot of you love the Navy Federal content on here, and it does very well on the channel. So I'm going to help you guys with my personal experience here with the car loan. So please tell me if you've had any experience with this, particularly with Navy Federal. I would love to hear what you have to say with your experience with the credit union. So let's talk about this, why your car loan can get denied. So when I was shopping for a car several months ago, I was renting a car at the time because the car I had gotten totaled. So I was renting a car, was going to a couple different dealerships. I ended up not buying, because I bought off Craigslist before, and I've only bought off a dealership in Vegas once before this. Yeah, just once before this. That was it in Vegas. So it was only my second time actually in Vegas buying from a dealership. So I decided to look at the dealerships, and one of them I went to, this is the one I ended up eventually buying from. Dude, they ran the shit out of my credit when I went there to the dealership, and most of them were actually hard inquiries on Experian. So I did get notifications from Experian, from TransUnion, and from Equifax, but most of them were from Experian. So you saw my video, how I got 6 or 7 hard inquiries removed in like under 10 minutes. That's what a bunch of them were from when the dealership ran my credit. So I actually I didn't think that many. I only had a handful on TransUnion, and Equifax I think only had like 1 or something like that. But I did that first at the dealership when I was looking for the car I liked. So I had that done. So that actually ended up, happened first. And then I went to Navy Federal. I'm like, let me see if I can, what kind of loan I can get through them, because the dealership gave me the rates that they could give me. So they came back with 2 different, payment plans with 2 different rates and that kind of thing. So I was like, well, let me see what I can get with Navy Federal, because, my thinking was I want to, do business with Navy Federal. I would like to, if I'm going to get a car loan, I'd like to get it with them. If I'm going to get like a personal loan, I want to get it with them, which I looked into those before, and you can get better rates to other places. So Navy Federal's personal loans, they can be good, better than many others, but they're not the best. So at least as far as interest rates. So I'm like, okay, well, let me see what we can do on a car loan with Navy Federal. So I know they can be pretty competitive when it comes to car loans. So I go through that process. You guys saw in the other video online, do the whole thing. They didn't give me an answer right away, so I had to wait to get my answer. And I was told that I had been denied the loan. So that's what happens. You'll get denied the loan, and then you're going to get a letter in the mail later telling you why. And I might have my letter around here somewhere, but it's a pretty generic letter. I have a few notes written down here. that I'll share with you guys. But just pretty generic letters saying that they had, denied your request for a loan. So I actually called in and spoke to a rep when I got the message saying, "Hey, you've been denied for the loan." Now, one thing I did do was I did ask for a few $1,000s more than I needed for the loan, so I didn't actually need that much as I requested. But I didn't want to have like some buffer zone. So when it came to buying the vehicle, I added a few thousand more than I did need. So full disclosure on that part. But so I went to the dealership first. And then, so they ran the credit. Then I went and got pre-approved or tried to get pre-approved with Navy Federal. For future reference, you probably want to do that the other way around. But hey, you know what?
Yep.
The world of finance, hey, that's part of how you. I think the best way to learn is by doing. So, especially coming from someone who's done a lot of work on the academic background, where you sit and just listen to people talk. Much better to learn for most people by actually doing. So, in the future, hey, you get your pre-approval.
When it comes to your credit, are you keeping score? Stay on top of your credit and plan for your future.
Shut up.
From your bank or credit union in the future. Then if you don't have the dealership, check your credit, run and see what they can do. Then you can compare easier that way. So the fact that happened, when I spoke to the rep at Navy Federal, he goes, yeah, he goes, when the dealerships do that, he goes, you get hit with all those inquiries. He goes, that's probably, why you were denied for it, because my income was definitely good. And then also, my credit score was good. My credit score was in the 770s. So at the time, and I mean, my credit score over the last year, I think the lowest it's been is like in the 740s. And ever since then, it's been 750s up into the 780s. Never got to 800, but it's been somewhere around there. So my credit score was like in the 770s. So credit score was good, income was good. I have a credit card with Navy Federal, a flagship card. I've never had a late payment on that card. I've been with them for almost 2 years now. So at this point, it was over a year and a half I'd been with them. Never had any real major issues or anything like that with the credit union. So I thought I was going to be in a pretty good position. I wanted to keep doing more business with them, but obviously, didn't get to do it when it came to the car loan. So it could be a chance to refinance in the future. Navy Federal does offer a refinancing option where I think they give you like a couple $100 if you refinance with them. So what you want to keep in mind though too with Navy Federal is, remember the rep told me, he was like, they won't counter offer like on your car loan. They won't say, hey, you wanted this much, but we're going to come back and give you this much. He's like, they won't do that. He did say that you can do an appeal, but I remember when I talked to him, it didn't sound very appealing, no pun intended, because he was saying it's not like credit card reconsideration. You could just call in and say, hey, I'd like to, would they reconsider, this limit increase, or they reconsider approving me for this credit card? It's not like that. He said, it's not very often they actually overturn those. He goes, there has to be like some real legitimate reason why, not just like, you want the loan. So he said, yeah, he goes, that's probably not going to happen. So I was like, damn, okay. So, I mean, with the high income I had, with the good credit score, he goes, yeah, because it's probably those hard inquiries. He goes, that did you in. So, it happens. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate. So I wanted to have the car loan with Navy Federal, but it really wasn't. Ultimately, it wasn't a big loss because, like I said, I did actually end up getting a lower interest rate. Navy Federal, their lowest is 4.19%. I got an even lower one offered to me with the car dealership. So, I mean, when you got a good credit score, car dealerships will, do those kinds of things for you. Lots of businesses will do those kinds of things for you. So, for me, it was more like, okay, I saw what the dealership had to offer. I liked what they had to offer, but it was like, let me go to my credit union and see, if I have an option over there. And then I can compare the two, because if it was pretty close, then I was probably going to go with Navy Federal just because I wanted to even have a stronger relationship with them. But that didn't work out that way. So, didn't work out that way. Not a huge ordeal. I ended up going with, loan that I got through from the dealership, and, buying the car from there. And, things have been, they've been grand ever since. But, yeah, sometimes things like that, those will do you in. All those hard inquiries can be, even if you have said a good score, good income, those kinds of things, Navy Federal may not be so lenient just to let you have that, car loan, just because some of the things that you might think are important, and you think, hey.
Let's get into it. Okay, I have a few indication. I think I'm gonna go ahead and list them. So I think a reason why he didn't get approved for what he was asking for is he was maybe asking for too much than what his credit history provides. So what I mean is, remember when I said earlier in the video, or if you didn't see that, So let's see if you have a pay history of only paying loans that are $20,000. So let's see, that's like a $350 payment. Let's just say that. Roll with me. Roll with me. And then you're now trying to get into a $60,000 car. You're going up three times the payment, and there's nothing to compare that of if you're going to pay this $60,000 car. For me, that is something that I'm pretty sure is the reason why he got declined. Is because he was maybe asking too much than what he has already established on his credit. Because when it comes to underwriting, we don't always want to be the first people to give somebody a higher payment that we haven't seen before, which is it's weird. I understand it, but I don't know. I was like, I think they should be able to take a little bit more risk when it comes out. I'm like, okay, well, if we're not gonna, give him 60, let's try 50 or 45 or $40,000. But that's to me the biggest indication that has happened. He says he has high income, so if we're taking that, debt to income is not an issue for him. He said he's never missed a payment with Navy Federal, which then to me is, does he have a lot of, well, if he had like a high credit card balance, that really wouldn't then be an issue because again, going based off what he said he's at a 770 credit score. You normally don't get that by having a high utilization of credit card debt. Yeah, I the inquiries not really like uh, when we look at it, we know as underwriters that if we see someone that has a lot of inquiries for an auto loans, we know they're shopping to get a new car, so it's not really going to be like a huge deal when it comes to getting approved. We just want to know if you're going to be opening up or if you've already opened up any accounts with those lenders. But yeah, to me that's the biggest thing is he was asking too much than what he has on his credit to get him approved for that. So I think, yeah, he was definitely ambitious. And when it comes to getting financing through the dealership, which I've done underwriting for people that apply through dealerships, yeah, they want us always to give them the max that we can give them. So I'm not surprised he did get it eventually through the dealership because again, if one of the finance company the dealership works with doesn't give it to them, another will. So that's really what makes it competitive and why he got approved for it. So not surprised. But yeah, that was actually a really good video. That was probably one of my more favorite ones, to give you a little bit more insight of why he didn't get approved. But yeah, hey guys, thank you so much for being on this adventure with me. Again, remember on the road to get 50 subscribers. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the ring notification if you want. Go ahead and share it. That'll definitely help me get to getting those subscribers a lot more quicker. See you guys on the next one. And again, contact me for credit advice, credit consultation, or any credit questions you have below. See you.